Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. All right, so for your Monday Madness today, listen, there's not a lot I was able to get excited about. I was able to look at some of the new entries, right? ZenStream, I looked at it, but this tool is tighter than a lady with two pairs of shoes that are two sizes small. I don't know. I couldn't think of any, but this is a very tight deal. It means a couple things. One, it means that hey, this tool will be around because they do things more efficiently. They don't just hand out everything free. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. But this is a tight deal. I actually looked at it and compared it to my Gumlet deal. My Gumlet is like three times better than this. And I'm not knocking this tool if you don't have this type of tool. Matter of fact, I think Stream Studio, the basic Stream Studio gives you more than this. So this is a tight deal, but this looks like a pretty good tool. It's just that relative to some of the tools that I've had already, I'm at Appsumo, whether it be Stream Studio or Gumlet. This is a really tight deal. But if you don't have either one of those two, if you weren't able to get any of those, I think and what you need to understand is the heyday of tools just coming and just giving away everything, and those days are kind of changing. And I talk about that in my podcast. So you guys get an opportunity to pick that up, or you may see it in my newsletter. So I'm doing a lot of different things off YouTube that kind of gives some additional research and kind of gives you a different perspective and a different set of lenses. So there will be a link in the description on my podcast that I do for hackpacks. It's like hackpack light, right? You're getting some of that, and there should be a link for my newsletter as well. So yeah, ZenStream, yeah, it's not a bad, but I just think you need to be able to have that. One of the other things I am going to talk about more, and I will be talking about this week, is a tool like Greta, right? And you're going to learn more from, I haven't been able to feature this tool. This is a full feature rich tool, but I will be talking about that more probably on my podcast and kind of tell you why tools like this are here to stay, or at least for the short term. These are the types of tools that you need to grab hold of. They can seem overwhelming. They can seem very intimidating, but I got to tell you, these are the types of tools that are going to be around. They're going to be here to stay. And that'll be my next podcast feature. I'll talk about that. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the podcast and or the newsletter. Now, one of the tools that I want to talk about, let me tell you another tool that I looked at that I still may look at it. I just don't do a lot with proxies, right? I don't do a lot of scraping. But so this is a tool that came. I like what they're doing, right? What they're doing is they're giving you 50% off. And this is where you can just buy your proxy. You can get X1 fiber ISP proxies per month. You can get 10 of them for $149 a year. I think this is a very, very good deal. It's normally $300. You can pay half price and get it for a full year. And what this does is this allows you to scrape LinkedIn and possibly Facebook. So I say possibly because I don't know that to be true. I do know for LinkedIn, they're really heavy on the proxies. I don't know about Facebook, but I know if you're doing a lot of scraping, you're wanting to go through and I think there's a tool that was on Appsumo that they did their own proxies, but I was using their proxy and it's like, oh, it's picking it up from Europe. I was like, man, I'm in the US, and any type of intelligence inside of LinkedIn knows that I'm not in Europe, right? And so I do think you run the risk of sometimes using their built-in proxies from their software. But I think what they're doing here is they're allowing you to use your own proxies private from your location. I don't think this is a tool that should not be overlooked. That's if you do a lot of scraping. I just don't do a lot of scraping. I may just pull this off the shelf. I don't know. I got to see. I got to take a look at this. I don't know. But this could be a tool that you need to watch out for. So I may get into that tool. I don't know. So what I'm saying is the game is just changing. You have to be cognizant of what's happening. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with a Zen stream. This is a true streaming platform. And actually, it may even stream a little bit better than some of the other platforms. I just haven't tested it out. I don't know that I'm going to be pulling this off the shelf. Stat proxies, I may pull off the shelf. And Greta, you have to take a look at it more. And again, I will be covering more of that in my YouTube, and as I'm starting to evolve into the AI space a lot more. But one of the tools I wanted to talk about while it is back here, looks like this tool is only going to be here for about 5 days, is Agency Handy. Now, the funny thing about Agency Handy is it's probably more powerful than a lot of people think. And what I've created with this to me is probably the most profitable tool here, because it's going to allow you to scale, and it's going to allow you to scale with multiple brands. So if nothing else, if you look at this, I would look at least a tier 3, because it's going to allow you to do your custom email and your white labeling and all that. And that's going to give you at least 5 workspaces, or at least 5 brands, right? So that's when it's going to give. And I think this as a minimum is going to help you out. And what you're going to do is you're going to get an opportunity when you look at that. I'm going to also put a link in here to my LTD Streets, my latest event. It's a live stream that I did. It's called the Safe Cracker. Now, the Safe Cracker is where you're going to use a combination of 3 tools, and it's called the YouTube Safe Cracker. These 3 tools, all available right now on Appsumo. Once you do those combinations, that hack pack is going to unlock a lot of money for you. That is not to be confused with the Bank Vault, the YouTube Bank Vault, which adds 2 additional tools. So that's 5 tools in the Bank Vault, 3 tools in a Safe Cracker. It's one thing to crack the safe. It's another thing to open up an entire Bank Vault. That's 5 tools. And then it's 3 tools here in the Safe Cracker that's available. The Bank Vault tool will be available. The Bank Vault hack pack will be available probably by the end of the week. If you are a Hack Pack 4 member or above on this channel, you will be able to get access to both of those. If you're part of Hack Pack TV, you'll be able to get access to that as well. You're part of my private communities or anything like that, or my full stack community, you'll be able to get access to those as well. Other than that, it's going to probably run you around $15. It's probably the highest that I've charged, but it's so much more value. I haven't put a price on the Bank Vault yet, which is 5 tools. I may do that one around the same price, or maybe $20. It'll be the best investment you've ever made. The Bank Vault and the Safe Cracker, those will require a tool like Agency Handy to maximize. Because the game is changing, because the landscape is changing, you need a tool like Agency Handy that's going to allow you to take care of that. And let me just give you a precursor to what's going to be involved in that is, all right, so if let me put my face here on screen, and I gotta tell you what's going to happen here. So let me tell you what's going to happen. So I want to make this appeal to you. If the economy is changing, we have all these different political risks. I call them political risks. Being an investment advisor, these are political risks, because you don't know what you're going to get from day to day, week to week, month to month. One thing I do know what's going to happen is, with the advent of AI, there are going to be a lot of job loss. If there's going to be a lot of job loss, there's going to be lots of opportunity for people to become small business owners. You will be in position. If you want to be in position, you need a tool like Agency Handy that is going to help you manage all the different people that you're going to start working with. When you look at rolling out one of my plans, which is the YouTube Safe Cracker or the YouTube Bank Vault, you're going to need to be able to manage multiple clients, because you can't you can't make that much money that'll take down an entire Bank Vault unless you have a tool like Agency Handy. Agency Handy, to me, is by far the best tool for something to manage large volumes of clients, right? And that they're able to pick a selection of different things that they can choose from you helping them. Maybe you need to help them with video optimization. Maybe you need to do some shorts for them. Maybe once TikTok gets purchased by a US company, it takes off. That's quote unquote, that's what the current administration is talking about right now, TikTok being US based. If that takes off, how are you going to help people? How are you going to create TikTok videos for people? How are you going to manage that, right? How do people know that you actually do that? How are you going to run ads for people? How are you going to use your press ranger to run press releases from people? You need to manage that. That's why you need to get agency handy. And again, you don't have to full stack. I full stack this because one, I got a deal on it because Appsumo had a crazy deal. Two, I have a lot of brands. And the funny thing about it, I was having a discussion the other day with one of my clients, and she was like, "Man, you are foresight. You saw diversification was going to be king." I says, "Nah, I've seen 2008 when everything collapsed, having one business model. I've always um, I've actually loved to be in the camp of being diversified, not really being a master of none, but just being able to dip and dab into a lot of different markets. And what I'm finding is you have to be diversified moving into this AI space. If you're going to be diversified, then at least 5 workspaces is what you're going to need, a minimum of at least 10, because you're going to probably run up 10 different brands, right? So again, you got to look at a tool like this. If you hadn't looked at it before, you can, right? And so again, the Safecracker and the YouTube, it's called the YouTube Safecracker and the YouTube Bank Vault. The YouTube Bank Vault has 5 tools. The YouTube Safecracker has 3 tools. These are all the hack packs. This is the stuff I'm unlocking for you now is going to net you lots of money, because now I'm thinking differently. I'm thinking about where we're going with AI and all of that. Hey, this has been Jenny Jones. This is your Monday Madness. Agency Handy is here. It's only here for 5 days. You just got paid. It's payday. You got to get on the Agency Handy. I do have some other videos, and I may have done one for Agency Handy and another pack. I may post that link below as well. Use my link in the description below. Obviously, if you still kind of want me to kind of bring you some of this little juice and these ideas here on my Monday Madness, you guys have been great. Vocables leaving in 12 hours. Oh my goodness. You can actually put that in your Agency Handy as well. That's another hack pack for another day. You guys have been great. Take care. Goodbye for now.